And now for our next news special report.
Tonight we're diving into a revelation that set the nation abuzz. Imagine this, a prominent TV host publicly declaring that the American people shouldn't have the right to choose their president. Sounds unthinkable, right? Well, brace yourselves, because what we're about to discuss isn't just a hypothetical scenario. It's the startling reality of Joy Behar's recent on-air admission. And her words have ignited a firestorm of debate challenging the very core of our republic's values. What does this mean for the future of our elections, for the sanctity of our democratic process? And just how far will this disregard for voter sovereignty go? Stay with us as we unpack the layers of this controversy, and trust me, you don't want to miss the shocking video clip of Behar's disgraceful admission. This is a story that affects every American, and my final thought will reveal why it's a pivotal moment for our nation. Before we dive deeper into this bombshell story, a quick but crucial message for you. In a world where truths are often twisted and reality is sidelined, preparing for the unexpected becomes vital. It's like navigating a ship through a storm. We must be ready for anything, and that's why I urge you to visit preparewithgary.com. There you will find an exclusive $60 discount on a 4-week emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. These kits, packed with over 2,000 calories per day, offer sustenance and security in times of crisis, lasting up to 25 years. Don't wait for chaos to knock at your door. Visit preparewithgary.com and get your kit with free same-day shipping if you order by 3 p.m. Prepare now, because in this tumultuous sea of uncertainty, readiness is your lifeline. Now, in today's ever-polarized political landscape where the voices of the many are often drowned out by the few, a recent episode of The View has sparked an unprecedented debate across our nation. Joy Behar, the co-host of the show, made a statement that not only challenges but directly opposes the foundational principle of our republic. The people hold the power to choose their leader. Behar's comment, which came during a discussion about potential ballot exclusions of former President Trump, was more than just a fleeting remark. It was a window into an ideology that seems to be gaining traction among some leftists. An ideology that suggests that the American public, the everyday man and woman, shouldn't have the decisive say in who leads them. The conversation began innocuously enough, with co-host Sarah Haynes expressing concerns over the appearance of a rigged election if Trump were to be barred from the ballot. Now, Haynes, attempting to offer a balanced view, pointed to the potential backlash and the further division it would cause. And her words were measured, considerate of the constitutional implications and the sanctity of the American electoral system. But Behar's response, it was dismissive, almost scornful, interrupting Haynes and asking if the voters should be left to decide. And when Haynes affirmed this democratic principle, Behar's, "Oh no!" wasn't just a disagreement, it was a revelation. It exposed a mindset that views the electorate, the backbone of our republic, as unfit to make such critical decisions. Here's that moment.
But the point I would say here is that I actually agree with Governor Gavin Newsom and David Axelrod. These are Democrats, leading Democrats, that say this would really cause a division that's almost insurmountable. And as someone that believes January 6th was that bad, wait one second.
So what are you saying?
Wait, just 1 second. I don't think the Supreme Court's going to hold this. I think they're going to overturn it, and it won't just be the originalists. I bet it's a 9-0 vote. I actually don't think they will hold this.
So you think they should leave it to the voters or not?
I think they should leave it to the voters, but I think the division this will cause, because what will happen is that martyrdom will be one step more. We have a nation that doesn't believe in democracy, doesn't believe in the voting. Everyone that loses says it was rigged and failed. I think this will create a visual to people that this was a rigged election by doing it. I do.
I think that the law will stand, and people should follow the law.
If that is the law, and the Supreme Court
if you're not going to follow an amendment, then why don't we have Taylor Swift run for president?
Now, this moment on The View isn't just about a difference of opinion. It's a symptom of a larger, more concerning issue, the growing belief among some factions that the will of the people is secondary to the correct outcome as determined by an elite few. Behar's attitude is emblematic of a trend that disregards the collective wisdom of millions of Americans. It's a patronizing view that undermines the very essence of our republic. Now, let's not forget the historical context here. The United States was founded on the principle that government derives its power from the consent of the governed. This fundamental belief is etched in the very fabric of our nation. But what Behar suggests is a radical departure from this. It's a path that leads away from democratic decision-making and towards a top-down approach where the select few decide what's best for the masses. And this isn't just about Trump or any single election. It's about the integrity of our electoral process. It's about ensuring that every American, regardless of political affiliation, can trust that their vote counts, that their voice matters. When influential figures like Behar openly challenge this, it's not just a political statement, it's a threat to the very core of our republic. But why is this happening? Why are some leaning towards disenfranchising the voter? Well, it's a complex question, but part of the answer lies in the rise of political correctness and a kind of moral superiority that seeks to dictate rather than debate. And it's an attempt to control the narrative, to shape public opinion in a way that aligns with a particular ideology. And it's all done under the guise of protecting the public from making the wrong choices. The implications are far-reaching. When the public starts to feel that their vote doesn't matter, that their choice is irrelevant, it erodes trust in the entire system. It breeds cynicism and disengagement. It turns the electorate into spectators rather than participants in their own governance. This is not what our founding fathers envisioned. This is not what America stands for. So as we dissect Behar's statement further, it's crucial to examine the broader context. Her comments come at a time when the nation's deeply divided, a time when trust in our institutions is at an all-time low. In such a climate, her words do not offer healing or unity. Instead, they fan the flames of division, giving the impression that there's a segment of the political class that knows better than the average American. It's the kind of elitist thinking that has driven so many towards voices like Trump. It's the reason why groups traditionally aligned with the Democrat Party are starting to question their loyalty. People are tired of being told what to think, how to vote, and who they support. They're yearning for a system that respects their intelligence and their ability to make informed decisions. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. And remember, my final thought is next. As we conclude tonight's report, it's crucial to understand why Joy Behar's remarks strike at the heart of our republic. Her statement is not merely a lapse in judgment or an offhand comment, it's a blatant disregard for the bedrock principle of our nation. The power of the people to elect their leaders. This disdain for voter sovereignty is not just condescending, it's dangerous. It suggests a mindset where a select few believe they hold the monopoly on wisdom and the right to dictate the course of our nation. It's antithetical to everything America stands for. As citizens of this republic, we must vehemently oppose such elitist attitudes. Our nation was founded on the belief that the voice of every citizen matters. Let's not allow anyone, regardless of their platform or influence, to erode this fundamental right. Remember, the strength of our nation lies in the power of our collective voice, not in the whims of the few.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.